Hi, everybody. It is October 21, 2019. Well, Dallas sure did get hit by the weather terrorists, and I am going to prove my point that yes, weather is being manipulated, modified, intensified by man. By man, and it's getting very hard to watch all of this destruction when you know that this is being done deliberately.
Dallas overnight hit so hard by that tornado touching down.
Homes and businesses demolished. And from Illinois to Texas, they are bracing for another possible tornado threat this morning. Marcus Moore is in Texas for us this morning. Good morning, Marcus.
Well, Robin, good morning. It was a rough one here. You can see what this powerful storm did to this van. Several thousand pounds left tossed around. There are trees that have been snapped here, and the roof of that home just behind us, the roof torn away. And this morning, more than 160,000 customers are without power. Overnight, tornadoes striking North Texas.
This is a tornado touching down right now.
I see upward motion, strong upward motion.
Lots of debris flying.
The twisters destroying homes and businesses, tearing apart everything in their path.
I mean, it's just really, it's a war zone. I don't know a better way to call it.
I went and got my bathtub and put pillows and a mattress over me and just held on.
Down power lines and massive trees now uprooted. Multiple reports of people hurt in their homes from broken glass.
They got trapped people inside. I think they've got multiple victims here.
A possible tornado flattening this Home Depot. Residents forced into the streets, checking on their neighbors and calling loved ones.
We've had tornado warnings all around us. This is the first one that I've ever seen hit in Dallas.
The cars in this shopping center wrecked and tossed around. This video showing the aftermath of one of the twisters on a popular highway in Dallas. Debris in this jackknife truck blocking lanes. The owner of this video telling us about what it was like to witness that terrifying twister.
I tweeted and it was like, I think I just almost drove into a tornado. I froze because there was nowhere I could go.
Several schools have canceled classes today because of the damage and also the power outages. And they have been able to clear some of the roadways, Robin, but the cleanup really hasn't even begun yet.
Yeah, okay. Well, these reporters, these meteorologists, are not doing their job in terms of informing the American people that, yes, weather is being controlled. Now, I was up at 3:30 a.m., got back on the computer, checked the radar site. I'm not surprised that they had tornadoes, but I want to start with what was this? The 19th at, this was 6:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is Texas. Now, where did that storm come from? Look at what's happening in Memphis, Tennessee. Huge, very dangerous, powerful pulse from Doppler radar. Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis got hit. But, you know, you would really like to see, well, what's going, oh, well, let's look at this. Now, I have been seeing air masses going in opposite directions, or an air mass on top of another air mass, one going in very fast, the other one either stationary or moving very slowly. You see the microwaves right here, but this is California. I would like to know, where did that storm come from? As you can see, you know, there's hardly anything right here. Texas, Mexico, New Mexico. So let me take you to that was the 18th or the 19th at, okay, let's go to 3:38 a.m. early this morning. Wow. Okay. Well, from just about, I don't know, central Texas, this storm created all the way on up North Dakota. Look at all of these frequencies. 3:30 a.m. Not a surprise. I'm up. I live here. And yeah, the frequencies were blasting through Anderson, South Carolina, but blasting away the entire eastern half of the country. What are they creating? A landocane. But I see these storms and I'm like, how is it that we can't get through to our fellow Americans? That these storms are not Mother Nature, but man. Look at all the frequencies up here in, what am I looking at? Wisconsin. All of the frequencies going through this storm. Look at that nice, fine edge in Missouri. Missouri got hit with severe storms. Arkansas, Oklahoma. There was a tornado in Arkansas that a tree fell on a man's house. He's dead. Great. But look at these frequencies. And this is a very strange frequency right here. Now it's, okay. Well, Dallas is right around here. And you see that frequency hit. So, see the microwaves. Microwaves right down here at the tail end. And that was, well, this is Texas. And wow, an awful lot of superheating from Doppler radar taking place in this storm last night. They're also manufacturing another storm in the Gulf. South Carolina will be getting rain tomorrow. But look at this, okay? Why? How? We did not have 1,000+ miles storms, but now we have them all the time. All right. So that was 3:30. This is 3:38 a.m. And I'll show you the frequencies. Okay. Look at the frequencies here in Arkansas. You can see the extremely low frequencies in use, the high frequency from Doppler radar, which are the very defined curves that you see in the precipitation. The straight lines are the extremely low frequencies, and you will see a very odd pattern of frequencies down at the tail end of the storm. But all of these frequencies rippling through this storm. The straight edges, the curved, defined edges. But right up here, Dallas area. And look at that nice square. Wow. Okay. Now a nice rectangle. Man's hand. Another weather event that has caused an awful lot of damage. And you can thank man for this. This is not Mother Nature. But look at how weird is this precipitation, but you've got that straight edge right here. In fact, I was talking to a subscriber that has been a subscriber with me from, pretty much the start. 7 years, 8 years, I don't even know how long I've been doing this, but so I woke up this morning and I just felt sick to my stomach. I see a video, Plano, Texas, tornado, and I was scared. I was scared to contact her. I didn't want, because she lives in Plano. It's getting hard to hear. These are the extremely low frequencies that at 3:30 in the morning, and I'm still up, and these frequencies affect our sleep. Well, anyway, she's okay. Her family's okay. There are a lot of people who are not okay. And she said she was listening to the news. Look at that. Perfect. Well, that's the Doppler radar creating that nice circle there. Look at these frequencies down here in Arkansas, and you had severe storms. Look at how nicely curved the, these are the severe storms, the red. I like how it's nicely in a nice line. All of the severe storms right on the edge. You can see all of that point right there. This is not Mother Nature. Mother Nature does not use like a cookie cutter, to design her weather fronts. This is all man. And look at how bizarre this is down here. Okay. So, when my subscriber was watching the news, she said she heard the meteorologist say, "Wow, that's an incredibly straight storm." Really? That's all you're going to say? That's all you're going to... Are you going to do some research to find out why it's an incredibly straight storm when Mother Nature never operates in defined lines or straight, lines? Mother Nature has always worked in circular patterns. So, incredibly straight storm. Unbelievable. The damage. This is Richardson, Texas. And then when you listen to the news reports, you hear people talking about how, Mother Nature. And yeah, you know that it's not Mother Nature. And you just want to scream, You look at... This is just going to continue. It's going to continue. More and more are going to have their homes destroyed, and it's not going to stop. We do not have the numbers to get this to stop. We have too many Americans who, listening to you, if you're telling them about weather modification, they'll roll their eyes, they'll think you're crazy. They won't even consider it. They won't, do the research, and this is the result. You die when you're, the people in a country are ignorant. That's it. Ignorance is the cause of so much destruction. It's very sad to see this over and over and over again. It's more than sad. I mean, I can't even describe, watching this for like 8 years, watching it over and over and over again. You show the evidence, and it just continues. It just continues. When we don't stand to face and rid evil, then that evil, it really does spread far and wide, and it just continues and continues and continues. And I hate it. Yeah, it's just hard to watch this. So this is one area of Texas. Other areas got hit too. I'll show you some of the damage from other areas, but before I do have to do this. Weather modification by artificial satellite. United States patent. And what does it say? Well, let's see. It can influence the jet stream. And if you click on the link below and read this patent, they will tell you how they do it with frequencies. Electromagnetic frequencies. They can influence the jet stream. They can cause precipitation. They can modify the jet stream path and therefore modify the weather. They can increase the humidity of air. They can cause rapid heating of another air mass. And yes, techniques specified in section W3, W4 can be used to move two air masses in opposite directions or in the same direction, but at different speeds. This process will create a whirlwind or a small tornado. Whirlwind or tornado strength can be increased or decreased by combining and colliding many smaller whirlwinds. Ain't that great? Influence wind speed, the direction of the wind speed, tornado mitigation, or to bring about a tornado. You can microwave the heating. You can microwave heating of cold, rainy downdrafts. Acoustic energy associated with mesocyclones indicates a strong correlation with tornadic activity. Acoustic waves generated by the air heating plasma pattern by oscillating the heating beam at an appropriate acoustic frequency. The plasma pattern, plasma, all over, plasma. And yes, there is a cosmic particle ignition of artificially ionized plasma patterns in the atmosphere. This is a patent. This invention is a method and apparatus for creating artificially ionized regions in the atmosphere utilizing ionization trails of cosmic rays and micrometeors to ignite plasma patterns in electric field patterns formed by ground-based electromagnetic wave radiators. Doppler radar, extremely low frequencies, electromagnetic radiators. Devices that they have that emit electromagnetic frequencies into the atmosphere. The applications are useful for telecommunications, weather control, lightning protection, and defense applications. To use weather as a weapon. Holding the electric field pattern constant while the cosmic particle ionization trail ignites electrical breakdown of the air and fills the electric field pattern with plasma to create a plasma pattern. An electromagnetic wave radiator apparatus for said cosmic particle ignition method of creating one or more artificially ionized regions in the air. And yes, that is what we are seeing. Okay? So, the blue artificial plasma. The frequencies at use. No, it's not a surprise that we did see tornadoes. And this I took at 10 o'clock this morning. Look at this storm. Wow, what a nice right edge. So it's going right on up, and it's being steered back west. Look at all of the frequencies. This is at 10 o'clock this morning, and you still have a line of storm in Texas. So I just want you to see, you know, that weather modification by artificial satellite, and it talks about moving air masses in opposite directions. What are you seeing right here off the in the Atlantic? Two air masses moving in opposite direction. North, south. Opposite directions. You like this nice straight-edged cloud right here? The whole thing is man, not Mother Nature, bringing about an awful lot of destruction. And yes, if people are scared, and they don't want to face the truth, then I have to say, you are an adult. You need to grow up. You need to face the truth that we're in serious trouble. Okay, I'm going to read some more of this, because this is what we are seeing. Weather control applications include a method of localized heating of the troposphere that can generate acoustic atmospheric waves or gravitational atmospheric waves for modification of the steering winds that influence weather phenomena. Another application is to provide ionized plasma patterns that can influence the charge distribution in mesocyclones and provide a novel means of lightning protection. Okay, so I'm going to show you several videos of the electrical charges that were lighting up the sky in Dallas when they're talking about, well, I'll point it out when I get to it, method and apparatus that makes use of electrons produced in the atmosphere by cosmic rays. So what we saw over Tennessee, that huge burst of yellow and red coming out of Memphis, Tennessee, they're breaking down the air, the electrons. They're stripping, electrons, or I think it's electrons, but that's what they're doing. They are so unbelievably sick, psychopathic dangerous in terms of, well, this is all military. They don't care what life they are killing. They don't care about the destruction. When they're just doing experiments, but they are bringing about these weather events deliberately to cause the destruction. And if you know anything about Agenda 2030, and if you did a little bit of research to find out what's happening in our country, we are being brought down to third world status, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But method and apparatus that makes use of electrons produced in the atmosphere by cosmic rays and the meteor bursts to lower the electric field required for air breakdown. Another term for air breakdown that is used to describe initiation and generation of a plasma in a microwave lamp is plasma ignition. The process described in this invention is therefore referred to as a cosmic plasma ignition. The method is to use high power electromagnetic wave radiator to create a contiguous pattern of high electric fields. The field pattern, high electric fields. Okay, that was, let's see here. You can see the electricity going right through this. This is Dallas. Garland. And look at that nice square. Wow, isn't that interesting? So, did you see all of the electric activity going on there? And that square. Wow. Now that is pretty defined, don't you think? Well, didn't we see that? That's 10 o'clock this morning. At 3:30 a.m. I don't know if this is what we saw in Garland, but it is very interesting that here you have it. This is not Mother Nature. This thing created by man. Perfectly defined lines. Well, all right. So, contiguous pattern of high electric fields. Let's see this one. That's not lightning. And it's very funny that we have these reporters. I've watched several mainstream media news reports on these tornadoes, and you see the meteorologist, you listen to the storm chasers on ground, you see the sky that is just lighting up, and they don't talk about it. They just ignore the huge electrical charges in the atmosphere. They just ignore it. So, method is to use high power electromagnetic wave radiator to create patterns of high electric fields. Electric fields in the field pattern accelerate the electrons in the columnar trail in all directions and produce air breakdown throughout the contiguous volume of the field pattern. Another principal embodiment is to maintain the plasma pattern by continuously irradiating the plasma pattern with electromagnetic waves at a power level sufficient to maintain the plasma electron density reconfigure the size or shape of the plasma pattern after it is established by modifying the electric field pattern, electrical conductivity for lightning protection, and the absorption properties for atmospheric heating. Another principal embodiment is to irradiate the plasma pattern with electromagnetic radiation projected from antennas that have a frequency higher than the electromagnetic radiation used to create the plasma layer to transfer energy to the region of air in or near the plasma pattern as a means of thermodynamically heating the air. Such a technique can be used to generate heated air regions and to generate acoustic waves and gravity waves in the atmosphere for weather modification purposes. Create multiple plasma patterns using more than one electromagnetic radiation projecting antenna system. An application of such a multiple plasma layer system would be to use two plasma patterns spaced horizontally apart at an altitude above the site to be protected as electrically conductive electrodes to cause lightning to occur in an air-to-air trajectory rather than an air-to-ground trajectory, thus protecting individuals on golf courses and beaches or other sensitive areas. They can use this technology to keep you safe from hurricanes, tornadoes, severe weather events, hail. So why are they not using this technology to keep you safe? Instead, they're using the technology to destroy.
So we just got hit by a tornado. Here's our car. We have no roof. And our home is gone.
So many cars were destroyed. It's homes destroyed. I find that it's very interesting. No injuries, one death, a man in Arkansas. So, door-to-door searches at first light Monday morning after a damaging tornado ripped through the Dallas late Sunday. Caused damage in Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee. Passengers were ordered off planes at Memphis International Airport. 250,000 without power in Texas, Tennessee, Arkansas, Missouri, Louisiana.
Guys, this is no joke. This is a tornado touching down right now. Tornado in Dallas. Holy cow.
More than 100,000 without power still as of 8 a.m. Monday, so some may have their power back. Cottonwood Apartments, southeast of downtown Memphis, major damage. Residents unable to leave or enter the complex because of debris. 1 death. Rogers, Arkansas. Tyrone, Arkansas. A gas station destroyed, a few houses destroyed, buildings, houses blown away. At least 2 people injured. Tractor trailer overturned on Interstate 555. Well, not surprising, considering that our interstates are littered with extremely low frequency transmitters. Gwen Towers, Southern Missouri, a mobile home was blown off its foundation in a thunderstorm. This is what we live now. It's constant. Constant. I'll link below to these news reports, but, you know, this... all you see is a whole lot of damage.
That was hit heavily. This vehicle that was parked at the gas station, clearly at the time of the storm, has debris on it, and this roof has given way. Again, we're at Monroe and Walnut Hill. There's power lines that are on the roadway.
Yeah, and that's a problem for a lot of people, Alex. Alex, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Our viewers are looking at a split screen right now of your shot. And then this is from the Preston Road area of Dallas, where neighbors are helping each other. You saw earlier, and here's another one, neighbors helping each other out of this area where it's dark. They're carrying their dogs. It looks like they're dodging not only those power lines, but trees that are down tonight. I'm assuming these people are looking for someplace to go to not only be safe for the rest of the night, or just gather themselves and figure out what they're going to do.
Yeah, figure out what you're going to do. So I will link below Google patents, procedure for artificial modification of atmospheric precipitation, control of tropical cyclone formation, method of increasing the likelihood of precipitation, method and apparatus for modifying supercooled clouds, seeding and verification method for targeted cloud seeding, solar temperature inversion device, environmental control method and apparatus, weather modification, using the technology to produce real rain, microclimate control, method of crystal formation and precipitation, and wow, 772 results. Just keep on going. Controlling atmospheric conditions. Severe storm hurricane modification method. Meteorological modification method. Directional change in circulation of air masses. And weather modification. All links are below.